Time for a little recap, I think. After 7 years at Redruth Boys Club, he moves on to Dunstan Juniors in what is a make-or-break period in his life, because he's certainly got the skill, but everyone thinks he hasn't quite got the shape. But it's at Dunstan something crucial happens. He's spotted by an even bigger boys' club, and one you might have heard of. You say you had loads and loads of scouts knock on the door, yeah?
Yeah, loads of them, and everybody used to say, who's been there, and I'll say this one, Southampton. And there's loads, and then they said, Newcastle. I said, no, they haven't been. He says, never. I says, no. So one night they did actually knock on the door, two of them. And I says, I have. He says, they're from Newcastle. I says, about time and all, isn't it?
Right, cheers, Les. I was at 14 when I was at Newcastle, trained with Jimmy Cook and all that, 15. And then 16 when I started an apprenticeship, we're doing a photo shoot. And it was the first time on the pitch, and I stood on the pitch with Keegan, Peter Basie, Chris Waddle. I was only there 16 years old, and it was like, absolutely brilliant feeling. You know, just being there at my age, 16. You know, just about to start my apprenticeship, getting paid like £25 a week or something, and just be standing there amongst them and thinking, I'd love to play here someday.
And the first time you must have come out past that Away the Lads sign up there, and you had the black and white on, there must have been something else, huh?
Brilliant, different class. I mean, it was funny because what happened is he used to like come where I used to be about 4th or 5th in the line, you know, and as soon as the goalkeeper, the captain come out, them up there would like start the row, and then as soon as he did that, and everyone, so by the time you come in, the row was unbelievable, you know, it was like dream.
Yeah. Did you feel, you know, that you knew their faces almost, the crowd? I mean, whenever you turn out to Newcastle, did you feel, well, that's where old sort of Jim stands over there, and I bet that's, you know...
Oh, I knew, like, when they were doing the stand and all that, I used to have my family up in the corner, and I'd see my dad, my mum, my sisters, and Jimmy, and that, and I knew, like, I had a few friends on the benches who I knew, you know, I'd clock every week. I had a few people I knew in the stand.
When did you first actually come onto this pitch as a first-team player?
Against Queen's Park Rangers. It was, I think it was the second last game of the season. And the first time I was ever sub was away at the Sunderland.
You subbed and they brought you on. What did it feel like when he said, get straight for your going on?
I was like, they could see the fans looking, and as soon as I got up to take the tracks and bottoms off, I was like, great run, I thought. And I got on, like, it was 5 minutes, but I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, didn't score though, eh?
No, I didn't score.
How old was you at that time?
I was just under 18, I think it was.
Yeah. You must have thought, this is it, I've arrived, didn't you?
Well, it was just like, I thought to myself, this is a start. And I mean, it was brilliant, great feeling. I thought to myself, I wouldn't mind a bit more of this.
Once we were losing 5-1 at Tottenham, and he'd come on a sub. So obviously we're all having a nightmare because we're losing 5-1. He comes on and starts trying to dribble everyone like he usually does, or how he used to when he was young. Lost the ball after he'd gone round the fifth. He beat the four and lost it to the fifth man. So I started giving him stick, and he turned around and said, "Shut up, you old man. Your legs are gone anyway."
There's a nice bit of respect.
Exactly. Yeah. And I thought he was my friend. So when we got back in the dressing room, I thought, yeah, I'll have you. Yeah. And as I went towards him, he started laughing and smiling. Yeah. Of course, he melts your heart, doesn't he?
Gascoigne, hounded by Houghton. Ardila's there too. And a free kick for Hat Ball against Paul Gascoigne.
There's another game which you might remember, Dan, in the FA Cup. He scored against Crystal Palace. He knocked Crystal Palace out 1-0, and he shot from about 40 yards. And I could see he was going to shoot, and I thought, what the hell's he doing now? You can't score from there. As I'm thinking that, the ball's nestled in the corner of the net. And I'm shouting, well done, Gaz, I knew you could score from there.
The man in demand. We've been trying to get hold of you for ages. But anyway, we'll do a quick piece. We'll line you up on that one there. Directors in the box, it should be okay. We just want to chat to you about, Gazza mania. I mean, you've been terrible to get hold of since...
Look, we'll leave this here. We've got our own programme to do, haven't we? Next door is the governor of this place. He's watched Paul's career since the beginning. Come on.
4, 3, 2,
Roger, these days everyone seems to have their favourite Gazza story. Now, I always knew he'd be big. You've been around him longer than most. Did you always know that?
Well, the first meeting Tonty's actually had with Gazza, we didn't even know anything about him because he was only a youngster, 12 or 13. We were making a documentary on Bobby Robson when he was at Ipswich Town. And Bobby used to get a lot of talent from the northeast and the scouts up here. And Gazza was one of a bunch of, he must have been about 12 or 13-year-olds who went down to Ipswich to meet the players for trials as a schoolboy and was rejected. And we didn't know anything about this, obviously, that he was going to be Paul Gascoigne. It was only about 5 or 6 years later, when Gazza started to become quite the star, that somebody said he'd been rejected by Bobby Robson. Oh, he was on that film you made. And then we got the film out, spun it back looking for this little kid, and sure enough, when John Walk and Steve McCall were all signing autographs to these young Geordie lads who'd come down there, there's Gazza right on the edge, staring up wide-eyed, and suddenly turns around and the great Gazza grin comes out, and we all went, there he is! So that was the first meeting we had, but I mean, we've had a few since then.
It's very refreshing, because everyone says, I knew the first time I met him, but you didn't.
Well, that's right, nobody knew, but I mean, as soon as he came in, he was in the youth side that was successful, and then he came in, and it didn't take him long to make his mark.
Why? I mean, it sounds like a soft question, but why? In your opinion, not just in the professional capacity, but as a football watcher, what has he got, and what has he got the supporters like so much? Well,
I think the supporters of Newcastle liked him because they've always liked entertainers. They've never had that much success consistently, but they've always wanted someone to cheer. They've had their Jackie Milburns and Super Max and a lot of centre forwards as well, but they had their Jinky Jim Smiths and their Tony Greens. They loved skill, they loved to be entertained. I mentioned Jackie Milburn. Jackie thought he could have been one of the greatest footballers in the world and said so publicly quite a bit when he came through, before he'd made his mark on the world stage.
I think it's about 35 years since I've seen a kid as good as what this lad is. And I just can't believe the skills of him. He's got everything. Sticks out of him. And he'll tell you so as well, There's no holding him. He's the best in the world. Honestly, the best in the world.
So, Paul, we've come halfway across Newcastle to this place. Why? What's special about here?
Well, like I say, when I was at Newcastle, training ground was just up the road and it was just the ideal place to come. And but like you say, I used to come here for the wrong reasons. I used to have chocolate fudge cakes, cream cakes, chips, ice cream, custard.
Good healthy stuff, you mean?
Used to get all the healthy stuff, didn't I?
Sorry, girls, do you remember when Jack Charlton came in and gave you some advice for him?
Oh, yes, we remember that quite well, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Jack Charlton came in and asked us if we would give him the right food then.
Like what? What did he say, yeah?
Well, he wanted him to have steaks and high-protein things, and he also wanted him to have salad and no fudge cakes. No fudge cakes.
Did he still ask for them?
He asked for them. Didn't get them, though.
So this is Gascoigne. Got out ahead of him. Stevenson to his right. And Gascoigne looking to stamp his class on the match in the opening chapter.
You were in development at Newcastle?
Youth Development Officer is my official title.
What does that mean?
It means that I pick them up from when the school boys, bring them through, and then once they're professionals, hand them over.
Right. Well, you know the next question. What did you ever see in him?
Just skill. Tremendous skill.
Any particular game you remember is at Newcastle?
Yes, the Swindon game.
Go on, tell us why.
Paul scored 2 great goals that night. Remember what he stuck in the stanchion?
He come Bobby Robson, didn't he? It was one of their matches where, you know, he was good enough to be in the England squad and that. And won 5-1.
Yes.
McDonald is again the instigator with another telling cross, and Jackson cleverly sets up Gascoigne for a goal to delight the England manager. Paul Goddard is put away by Kenny Walton's astute pass, only to suffer the inevitable fate. The hapless Calderwood is again the culprit. McDonald is conspicuous by his absence when the ball's put on the spot, so Gascoigne, who else, grabs the chance to unveil another side to his repertoire. 4-0, and by now Gazza was revelling in United's total domination. He should have capped another man-of-the-match performance with his first hat-trick, but infuriatingly, he squanders the chance.
But apart from 2 goals, though, what was special about the game, though? Just all-round performance?
His all-round performance, yes. That was probably the start of it. Yeah. That was the first time that he had 90 minutes when your whole attention was on Paul.
The famous Jackie Milburn quote.
Yes.
This boy could be the best in the world.
Yes, Jack was very sincere when he said that.
Uh-huh.
And how Jack saw him that way, I don't know, because at the time I wouldn't have said that. Being honest, I would not have said that. But Jackie was so sure that we had a real world-class player. I knew he was good, but not. I wouldn't have said that.
It must have frightened the life out of you hearing
Well,
that.
it was funny because, I mean, when I watched it, it was to some music as well. And I've watched the tape of it, and every time I watch, I've got like a lump in my throat.
Yes.
Unbelievable, you know.
Didn't it frighten you, this bloke saying...
It did, because of my age, like, and I thought myself, well, you know, because he's one of the greatest as well.
Wasn't he? He was just starting off in his career, and for him to come up with a statement like that.
And then he said he'd be the best in the world, and I thought,
and isn't it sad?
Unbelievable.
It's sad that the man died before he could see his saying come true.
2 free kicks, 2 goals at the Hawthorn.